Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurions Review, the punk rock band of Wargame review institutions. Today I want to talk about eBay items and their pricing. Some of the prices on eBay items are good. Actually, there's quite a few that are, but there's some that are really price gouging you. I think what's going on is some of these people who want to price gouge people, they look for items that haven't been on eBay in the last 6 months, so there's no sold item that will show up when you do a sold item search. So they'll start out charging $125 for something they paid $5 for, or $250 for something they paid $10 for, in the hope that someone's stupid enough to buy it. And then if no one buys it, they slowly start reducing the price by like $10 every few months or something, or $5 every few months until it sells. Like some of this micro game design group stuff I've seen up here for several years now, and it started at like $95 or $180 and so on and so forth. So speaking of micro game design group, let's look up some of those items. They make good stuff. It ranges in funness, I would say, from decent to very good or sometimes excellent, but most of the ones that are on eBay are the desktop published version, where it's just a few pieces of paper that came out of printer and you have to mount the counters to cardboard and cut them out and stuff. So here's one, microgame design group, Wargame Battle of the Armageddon in near mint for $80. I wouldn't pay more than $5 or $10 for that. Afghanistan, I've owned this and I think I paid $5 for it and they're charging $30. This one's a little bit better. Blood and Steel, they're charging $14 for it. Personally, I wouldn't pay more than $5 or $10 for it. All right, here's an interesting one, the Dutch Revolt. I had a copy of this, and I sold it on Facebook on, I believe, Consim Marketplace, possibly. And the guy in Janesville, Wisconsin, bought it, and I shipped it to him. I think I ended up getting like $20 for it, and I gave him free shipping or something. But this seller here is also in Janesville, Wisconsin. They're a store, and they're charging $90 for this. But I can't help but wonder if this is the same copy I sold that guy in Janesville, Wisconsin, or not. But like I said, I only got like $20 for it. All right, here's one that's completely overpriced. $125 for Byzantium Reborn. This looks kind of interesting. I'd probably be willing to pay $10 for it or something, but not $125. And I hope no one pays that. Valley de la Mort, Dien Bien Phu. I have a copy of this. I think I got it on eBay like 3-4 years ago for like $15 with free shipping. I wouldn't pay $50 for it, but it's worth the $15 I paid. Algeria, my copy I paid like $5. Same with Land of the Free, I paid like $5. Across the Pieve, Italy, 1918, $95. First of all, I don't know how many people would be interested in this game. Second of all, I think the price is way too high. This is another one I'd pay like $5-10 for. MacArthur's War, yeah, to me that's worth $5 or $10. Here's an interesting one. Switzerland Must Be Swallowed for $64. Personally, I wouldn't spend more than $10 on this, but however, someone did buy a copy of that. Let's look at the sold auctions here. So this is how you see what stuff sold for on eBay. You go to the advanced search, type in what you want, microgame design group in this case, and click sold listings, and it shows you the sold stuff on eBay for the last 6 months. All right, so someone actually did pay $50 for this. Why they paid that, I'll never understand. I wouldn't pay that. Looks like this copy of Byzantium Reborn went for $17.30, and Iron Bottom Sound went for $30. So there's usually 20, 25, 30 microgame design group things on eBay at a time, and it looks like in the last 6 months only 3 microgame design group items have sold. So that kind of shows right there that the prices are way too high if only 3 sold. We got anything else here to show? Oh, here's the last one I wanted to show you. Shining Path, The Struggle for Peru. You guys might remember I did a first look video of this years back. I paid hardly anything for the game, $5 or $10, probably $5. But they're charging $45 for it. And the same seller, I don't know if this is the same copy or another copy they had. I remember about 2 years ago, they were trying to get $95 for it. And the reason I think $45 is ridiculous, and $95 for that matter is ridiculous, is because if you go to OSS Games, this game is actually still in production, and you can get a version with die-cut counters, a folio version, for $22.95. So don't buy this desktop published version for $45. That's silly. All right, let's go to Yaquinto. Yaquinto, usually the prices aren't bad, but once in a while you get something that's outrageous on it. Ironclad's $52. Yeah, you might find someone to pay that. Superiority, $11. That's about what I paid for my copy. This one, $5.99, but that's an auction. That's going to go significantly higher than $5.99 in my opinion. Here's one of the price gouged ones. Yaquinto Wargames Attack of the Mutants. This is an introductory edition. Essentially, this was something that Yaquinto gave out at conventions for free. So someone's taking something they got for free and trying to get $25 for it, which I think is goofy. I got my copy from Len, and I think I gave him like $5 for it. And that's what it's worth, in my opinion, is about $5 for this 2-page adventure. DLS, $55. I don't think anyone's going to pay that. Red Storm, $34.99. That's reasonable. United Nations, $90.98. I wouldn't pay that much for it. It's kind of rare, so it's probably worth $50, maybe $60, but $90.98, I wouldn't pay that. Fast Attack Boats, I've owned several copies of this. I've never paid more than $20 for it, and I think both copies I had were still in the shrink wrap, so $49.99 seems kind of high. Close Assault, they're charging $46 for it. Well, I hope it's actually worth that, because I got a copy of it that I'm probably going to sell one of these days. The Beast Lord for $22.95, that's reasonable. Attack of the Mutants, $69.99. This is the full game version. This isn't the free version. Well, you might find someone who will pay $69.99 for it. I'd pay like $40 or $50. Yaquinto Sword in the Flame, I've never paid more than $20 for that. That is a miniatures rule book for British colonial warfare. All right, there's one last one I wanted to show you guys here. Let's see if I can find it. This one here, Yaquinto Wargames French Foreign Legion. I had a copy of this that was punched, and I can't remember exactly what I got. I got either $70 or $90 for it punched. It was in good condition, though. And the guy who bought it, I believe, was from Ireland, but so he had to pay a lot of money in shipping because the U.S. postal rates to overseas are very expensive. But if this is unpunched, this is too high, $120. However, or excuse me, if it's punched, it's too high, $120. But if it's unpunched, it's worth $120. All right, let's go back and take a look at just regular micro games, since I really like micro games, and I own quite a few of them. We're going to see the micro game design group stuff again, but Warp War, $8. That's about all that's worth, in my opinion. That's at auction, though, so it may go higher. Melee for $39.99. I think Steve Jackson's had released it, and I think you can get the brand new version of it for, I don't know if it was $20 or something. It wasn't that expensive, so I wouldn't pay $39.99 for this old beat-up copy of it. Chitin, $35. That's a good game. I don't think he's going to get $35 for it. You might get $20 or $25, though. Dragons of the Under-Earth, $15.95. Yeah, that's about what it's worth. Holy War, I don't like this game at all. I'd like to retry it because I only played it once, and when I played it, I didn't like it. Maybe if I retry it, I'll find some value in it. As far as $19.99, it's probably worth that. Hell Tank, I think I paid $30 for my copy, so don't pay $55 for it. That's actually a good game, though. Warp War, I wouldn't pay more than $20 for it. Ice War, $50. This is actually a good game. I just bought a copy of this at auction, I think, last year for $10, and it was unpunched, so I wouldn't pay $50 for it. Star Leader Assault, I paid like $25 for mine, maybe. That's all it's worth. Here's another one, Microgame Design Group, Siege of Hong Kong. Very good plus condition, whatever that means. $150 plus $5 shipping, so I would pay $5 to $10 for that. But anyhow, just wanted to show you guys some of this pricing on eBay. I hope you take away from this that you should always research the prices before you buy something. Check the sold item search under the advanced search for eBay to see what it sold for last, and if you can't find it there, do look around and see, because a lot of these prices are just made up prices that they've pulled out of thin air. If you have any questions about any game and the price for it, you can send me a message. I'll let you know what I think of the price. I buy games all the time. I've been buying games for decades, so I buy them from conventions, auctions, once in a while online and stuff. So I'll let you know if I think it's a reasonable price or if you're getting price gouged. Have a good evening.